So I'm not exactly sure what happened after COVID, but somehow, some way, I feel like time has absolutely flown by. So when COVID was happening, I was graduating high school. It was my senior year when COVID hit. And I remember, I feel like a lot of people experienced the same exact thing. It was a random day in not December. It was March of 2020. We just hear a message in school like, "Hey, school's gonna be closed for the next 2 weeks. We'll let you guys know when it's time to come back." And at the time, it was like it's like the heavens opened above me. It was like the greatest news that could ever touch my ears. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It was incredible. I was like, "Thank God." 2 weeks off, may even be extended. Who knows? This couldn't get any better, right? So the 2 weeks go by, right? By this point, I guess we're maybe middle of March, maybe the end of March. I'm not too sure on the exact timeline of it, but we're approaching April at this point of 2020. And I don't get any notice back, any notice of, oh, it's time to come back to school. Instead, I can't remember if it was an email or a phone call that I got from the school saying, it's getting extended another 2 weeks. Again, heavens opening above me. I'm literally having the time of my life at home. I think I started dancing and stuff when I heard the news. I was so happy that let's go, right? Another 2 weeks off from school. I'm at home, I'm doing my assignments, submitting them, and going straight back to sleep. This couldn't get any better, right? Then I realized, okay, this is kind of getting scary, right? It got extended another month now. So it was like middle of April all the way to middle of May. And at that point, like me and my friends were like, okay, it does not seem like we're coming back. And surely we were right. I think once it hit May, they were like, for the rest of the school year, we're doing online. We're not coming back to the school. We're not coming back to in-person classes. And by this point, I was kind of bummed out because it was fun at first, extremely fun at first, being at home. But at the same time, now we were missing out on having a proper graduation. We're missing out on prom. We're missing out on our senior trip. So now this is getting a little worrying. This is not the way I wanted it to be. Um, and the scary thing is that during this entire time was just flying by. Like it was just it felt like March, June, like it just skipped through to graduation. And by the way, my graduation, like I can't really bash on it too hard. I mean, it was pretty bad. Like it was very odd. I think I could make a whole separate video on the graduation itself, but the graduation was extremely odd. The setup was weird, but it's the best they could do during COVID because of the whole 6 feet, distance, the social distancing thing. So it was pretty much the best that they could do, but it was still pretty, it was odd, but it kind of felt like, hey, I graduated, right? So it served its purpose. But like I said, during this entire time was just flying. It was just going by so fast. So then in September of 2020, I started college. And again, I got hit with the message a few days before classes started. They were like, hey, this whole year is going to be online. And again, I was like, okay, this is not it, right? I wanted to actually experience college, and I've always heard that your first like year of college is actually pretty fun because like you're with the same like people. And I'm not sure if this is the same case everywhere, but I went to like a local university and it's not a huge university. So that's kind of the way it works here, where like your first year you're with like people like the same people in all your classes, and then once you hit your sophomore year everything changes. Now it's like you're with random people. So I was like, damn, like COVID really messed this up. But I was like, whatever. So my first year just flew by. Sophomore year, it's like half in person, half not in person. Again, it just flies by. And then my junior year, same deal. by this point it was mostly, it was pretty much all in person actually. I don't think COVID really affected anything junior year. And then senior year, it just, I can't even remember senior year. It just literally flew by. And next thing I know, May of 2024 comes around and I graduate. And by this point, I was like, wait, that's it? So I did get my bachelor's degree, and getting my bachelor's was an incredible feeling. But at the same time, I was like, that's it? Like that's the end of it? That's all it is? And then I started thinking, like, oh my God, I'm 22 years old already. It's been 4 years since high school, or since I graduated high school. I'm like, wow, like, and so now I'm thinking about it. I'm looking at the date, which, as of the making of this video, it's September 3rd of 2025. And I just can't, I can't shake that. I can't believe that we're approaching 6 years since COVID started. And it's like, where has time gone? Now I'm 23 years old. It's been 5 years since I graduated high school, and it literally feels like I was just there in accounting in high school, thinking about going to study accounting in college. And I think that I know a lot of people have their own theories of like what's going on, like why is time flying by so much or so fast? And I don't really think it has anything to do with COVID itself, but it's just life. Like once high school ends, I mean, for most people, it's like you continue your studies, whether it's with trades or with a degree in like accounting, like I did, or something else. But it's like it's the first time that now you're like an adult. Like now you can kind of take your own path. You could go study more, or you could go do this, or whatever it might be. But the thing is, like, it's the first time where you're actually like an adult. And I think for me, at the time, I was like, I mean, I gotta go study, right? I gotta go get my degree, which, to be completely honest with you, it hasn't helped me too much, my degree. I'm kind of working in something completely unrelated at the time. Like, as we speak, I'm working in something that isn't even remotely associated with accounting. But it's just kind of crazy. Like, I feel like it's just once you leave high school, it's just time just flies by because you're no longer required to be anywhere, right? Like you can kind of do whatever. You can start a business right after high school, right? Like it's no longer like you're required to be in school from 8 to 2 or 8 to 3 p.m. Like you're kind of on your own. And that being on your own can lead to a lot of wasted time. And I feel like that's what makes time go by so fast because even me personally, I feel like I've wasted a lot of time where I could have been making, content. I could have been doing this. I could have been getting in shape. I could have been doing all of these things. And I've kind of dabbled in all of them, but I really haven't stuck to anything. So I did get my degree and I did get my job, which I'm currently, fully employed full time. Um, why did I say fully employed? I'm employed full time. And so like it's just like I feel like wasted time, or maybe like cuz you know how like you're in school, you kind of look at the years as like, oh, senior year, junior year, sophomore year. Once you're 18 and you're out of that, you kind of leave that mental state, that mindset. Like sure in college it exists, but like college isn't very consistent in its schedules. Like you can have completely random classes at completely random times of the day. And also, you only have class for like 3 months per semester. Yeah, because it's September, October. Well, actually, maybe like 3.5 months. And then you have that winter break, and then you go back, and then you're out of school in May, right? You go back in January, and by May, you're already out. I think in like end of April is when like classes start wrapping up. So you have a pretty long summer, and you don't have full days like you do in high school. So I just feel like I don't know, like I think it's something about just leaving high school that just kind of like makes time go by faster. And in this situation, what happened was is COVID hit, and so many people associated it with that. Like people have full like lore behind COVID about how there's some weird mechanism that's transforming time, making it go by quicker, and all these like weird conspiracy theories of how like the government did something during COVID to make time go fast. I don't know. I don't believe in any of it. I just think it's just I don't know. It's just like there was a lot of wasted time during COVID too, because you were at home all day. You couldn't do anything for months. And all you could do was go on the news and see all these people have died. So it was like a lot of wasted time at home. But I don't know. That's just the way I see it. Let me know down in the comments what you think. But that's really all I have for you guys today. I'm thinking about what I'm gonna speak about in the next video. If you guys have any ideas for me, leave them down in the comments. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.